Hey, everybody, he's here. I just wanted to make sure because he's going to run away any moment now, but this is Mr. Tubbs. Say hello, Mr. Tubbs, and goodbye. Okay, you got to see him. Now, by the way, let me just say something. By the way, I'm Dennis Prager. This is the Fireside Chat, number 312. I got a really, really, really angry email. I'm kidding. It was not written in anger. It was written in disappointment. Apparently, at some point in a recent Fireside Chat, Snoopy walked over to me and I didn't pet him, according at least to the email writer. And the email writer said, you know, I know he's not Otto, but still you should show him some attention. Like I don't show him a ton of attention. If he came over to me and I didn't rub him, there's only one possible explanation, is I always rub him when he comes close to me. I was so preoccupied with what I was saying that I didn't realize it. But by the way, it's a really great lesson, because that's my life, is what lesson can be learned from anything, even something seemingly trivial. When you are a public figure, everything you do is scrutinized. Everything. Everything you do good is magnified, and everything you do bad is magnified. People will say, what a great guy I am because I was very sweet to them at the airport when we met. And I make a real conscious effort to be kind to everybody I meet. But you don't know that I'm a good guy from that. I think I am, but my point is that was enough to affirm my character, just that 1 minute, 2 minute interaction. On the other hand, if for whatever reason I didn't come across particularly warm, oh, I met Dennis Prager and, you know, he's not what he seems. And it's not just me, it's literally any public figure. I came long ago to the realization that the great one, you have to know the difference between things you can change and things you can't. That's unchangeable. So I live with it and I deal with it, and that's what you have to know and everyone has to know. That's the serenity prayer. I'm going to give me the serenity prayer. Would you just find that? It is the most wonderful, brief guide to living a life. It was Pastor Reinhold Niebuhr, I think he made it up in the 1940s or 50s, and it has become sort of the meme or motto of 12-step programs. And I'll read it to you. If I had believe it or not, I don't have a good memory, never did. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. That's good. Courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That is brilliant. It is just brilliant. Okay. All right. Anyway, before I get into anything, I'd like to tell you about Prager United. It is a way for you to help us expand and keep everything we do free. We're really having a big impact. I mean, I think you know that with 1 billion views a year. No longer when PragerU is described, or mentioned, I should say, is it described. It's just assumed the reader knows. It cracks me up all the time when just people go PragerU and then just continue with whatever they're saying. But we do make a big difference. And if you want to help us fight for Western civilization, for Judeo-Christian values, and for America, just join Prager United, $35 a month pledge, that's it. I even have a thought on charity. I do. I have a thought on just about everything. So this is one of the ways I put it. In my long life, I never met anybody who said, you know, I gave too much charity. That's why I'm in financial trouble. Isn't that interesting? Can you imagine? I mean, it would make sense, right? Theoretically, you can give too much charity. But I've somehow, I've met people who were financially troubled, and I never met anybody who thought, that's what did it. I gave too many donations. I'd be in great financial shape today if it weren't for that. So that's just something to bear in mind. It may sound like a lot to some it won't sound like a lot at all, but it's really a beautiful thing. We love having as large a donor base as possible because it's a very powerful tool to tell people how many people make PragerU possible, not just a handful of donors, which has always been true, by the way. So it's Prager United. Now you get a bunch of bonuses. You get 4 times a year a Prager merchandise gift. How's that? Mm-hmm. In fact, Megan visits one of you each quarter. Okay, well, that would be a great merchandise gift.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's true. We pay the airfare. You wouldn't mind that at all. I have a great story about that. I'll tell afterwards. So you get to attend virtual town halls with PragerU leadership every quarter. You receive invitations to in-person donor events with today's influential thinkers. And if you join right now, you'll receive our next quarterly gift box. So you actually do get a lot aside from the biggest thing you get, which is knowing that you've helped a really important cause. So where do people go? Just simply PragerUnited.com, as opposed to just PragerU.com. PragerUnited.com. Please do that. That's why we can be so effective and have everything for free. So what was I going to tell you? There was a...
Anywhere in the world.
Oh, yes. Many, many years ago. I've been doing cruises with my radio listeners for over 25 years. So one of them was to Australia. And I was doing, I think, my own lecture on cassette. It was still the age of cassettes, where you get a lecture of mine every month. And I noticed that we got a letter or an email, however it was, from a woman in Australia that she hadn't received her tape. And I said to my staff, I am going to bring it to her personally. Time to remind you that the rest of this, a lot of fun fireside chat, is at PragerU. The reason we do that, I explain each week, is we really don't trust the social media companies to not pull the plug one day. It's very sad that I have to talk about that in America, but it's very real. So please go to PragerU.com now and just start each fireside chat at PragerU.com, and then there's no interruption. We also have an app, a PragerU app, which makes it even easier. So I'll see you at PragerU.com. Thanks.